Good day everyone, I am Zen Sofia Abria from Group 3 and we will be reporting about Chapter 1, Lesson 5 and Lesson 6. So Lesson 5, how is moral character developed? We will be talking about what is moral character's disposition, and philosophical views on moral character. According to Merriam-Webster, moral refers to the principles of right and wrong behavior, as well as the concepts of goodness and badness in relation to moral character. In simpler terms, it concerns the ethical standards we hold regarding what is considered acceptable or unacceptable behavior. Character, on the other hand, is defined as the mental and moral qualities that are distinct to an individual. This encompasses the traits, qualities, and disposition that define who we are as people, particularly in how we respond to challenges and interact with others. When we talk about moral character, we are specifically referring to the existence or lack of virtues such as integrity, courage, fortitude, honesty, and loyalty. These are fundamental traits that reflect a person's adherence to ethical principles and their ability to act in morally upright ways, even in difficult situations.
Moral character as disposition. Moral characters are those disposition of tendency to act or think in particular way for which a person can be held morally responsible. Those moral character traits are rational, stable, and reliable disposition. Confucian tradition. For Confucian traditions, moral development was attributed to four beginnings for the human's personality. These four beginnings were considered a seed of human personality that will naturally unfold to become human activity. Personality in Confucian perception mean an achieved state of moral excellence. The four beginnings in Confucian traditions. First, the heart of compassion, in which leads to Jin. Second, the heart of righteousness, which leads to Yi. Third, the heart of priority, which leads to Li. Fourth is the heart of wisdom, which leads to Ji.
This slide explains Aristotle's concept virtue of ethics, which focuses on the character and quality of a person rather than just their actions or consequences. Aristotle believed that every being has an essence or proper functioning, meaning that something is good when it fulfills its intended purpose. For humans, this function is guided by reason, making them both rational animals and social animals. This slide explains Aristotle's idea of virtue and the doctrine of the golden mean. A virtuous person performs human activities well, and virtue is found in balance. The golden mean suggests that moral behavior lies between two extremes, excess and deficiency. For example, overeating is excessive, while extreme dieting is deficient. Aristotle believes that living virtuously requires moderation and rational decision making to achieve a balanced and ethical life. This slide discusses temperance as an example of Aristotle's golden mean, which is the balance between excess and deficiency. Aristotle saw virtue as a trait that can be developed by practicing moderation. However, the doctrine of the mean doesn't mean being moderate in everything. Rather, it suggests responding appropriately to situations such as being only as angry as the situation requires. This slide explains Aristotle's idea of a virtuous man, someone who aligns both rational thought and desires, choosing good actions willingly. A virtuous person enjoys doing what is moral. The reason for being virtuous is achieving eudaimonia, which means happiness, well-being, or the ultimate good life, which Aristotle saw as the highest human goal.
So, we will now dive into the Lesson 6, Stages of Moral Development. Lawrence Kohlberg Stages of Moral Development. We have Level 1, Level 2, and Level 3. In Level 1, Pre-Conventional Morality, we have Stage 1, Punishment Obedience Orientation, Stage 2, Reward Orientation. In Level 2, Conventional Morality, we have Stage 3, good boy/good girl orientation. Stage 4, authority orientation. And in level 3, post-conventional, we have stage 5, social contract orientation, and stage 6, ethical principle orientation. So first, what is Lawrence Kohlberg's theory? Kohlberg's theory focuses on how individuals develop their moral reasoning over time. He proposed that moral thinking evolves through a series of distinct stages, each representing a different level of moral understanding. Initially, moral reasoning is centered on self-interest, but as individuals mature, they begin to consider broader, ethical principles that apply universally. So, Kohlberg's stage-based model offers valuable insight into the process of moral development, illustrating how people transition from making decisions based on personal gain to considering the rights and needs for others. This framework helps us understand the complexity of how we learn to make moral decisions throughout our lives. At level 1, known as pre-conventional morality, judgment at this level is solely focused on the self. This line of moral reasoning is common among children, although some adults would also exhibit such behavior. So, at this level, the motivation for moral behavior is largely driven by self-preservation and immediate gain. So in stage 1, known as punishment obedience orientation, the primary goal is to avoid punishment. Individuals at this stage focus on following rules and obeying authority to prevent negative consequences. The concept of right and wrong is largely defined by the fear of punishment rather than an understanding of moral principles. In stage 2, known as reward orientation, children begin to behave based on the principle of what's in it for me. Here, individuals start to see moral decisions as a way to gain rewards or benefits. At this stage, the focus shifts from avoiding punishment to seeking personal gain, where actions are taken if they result in some form of positive outcome for the individual.
So stage 2, conventional morality. This level of moral reasoning is typical of adolescents and adults. Conventional morality is the reason, and conventional something that is generally accepted manners. It is accepting the rules and standard of one groups. This means decision and the morality of his and her action are based on society views and expectation. The focus in this level is the significant other, or what is also called tyranny of day. Stage 3, good boy, good girl orientation. At this stage, the child tries to seek approval from other people by living up to their expectation. He or she also now understands the concept of loyalty, trust, and gratitude as well, has become interested in motives and intention behind a particular decision or action. For example, children understand and live by the golden rule. Stage 4, authority orientation. By this time, individuals have reached adulthood, and they usually consider society as a whole when making judgment. The focus at this stage is following the rules, maintaining law and order, doing one's duty, and respecting authority. For example, when someone violates the law, it is morally wrong. Culpability is therefore a significant factor in the stage, because it is separate what is bad from what is good.
Part is this slide explains Kohlberg's post-conventional level of moral development, where individuals see laws as flexible rather than absolute. In stage 5, social contract orientation, people recognize that morality is based on personal beliefs rather than strict rules. In stage 6, ethical principle orientation, individuals follow universal ethical principles guided by conscience even if they go against laws or societal norms.
And that is all. Thank you for listening. God bless.